But Johnny, let's move on. We're staying in the Marvel's universe, but the universe. But we are moving into a different movie. I am upset with Sony and Marvel.
Wow.
Because we did not. I have not seen the trailer yet. Like we mentioned earlier, could not get our tickets to Brazil, so we could not go to the Comic-Con event that was happening in São Paulo at Brazil Comic-Con. But we did get a trailer for Spider-Man. We have descriptions and everything. But before I get into the trailer, you know what's the thing I love from the press conference? The only thing that I did see from interviews is Jake Gyllenhaal even joking around already about Spoiler Man being Tom Holland, where he basically says, like, yeah, most of it is just Tom likes to talk too much, and we just have to say, hey, kid, shut up. Hey, shut up.
We have to hold him.
Shut up right
We have to make him hold back.
Where then Dave said and I don't even know if Dave wants me to say this, but I'm saying it anyways. He's like, I just look at Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's like, I like him, but then it's like, you look at him, and you go, you look like a douche, I should hate you. Like, you like him, but you look like you should hate him. But let's go through the trailer really quick, and then we're going to give our expectations for what we expect from Spider-Man Far From Home. So this is from IGN. I'm just going to read it exactly like they have it. The trailer begins with Peter Parker, Aunt May, and Happy Hogan. Could be getting a relationship, little romance between Happy and Aunt May. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it may happen. Who tries to flirt with May. Peter is going on a school trip to Europe with MJ and Ned, and while packing his clothes, he leaves his Spider-Man suit at home. His objective is to go overseas and just take a brief rest from his life as a superhero. Well, duh, he came back from being dead. I would think that he would want to take a break. The group goes to Venice, Italy, sees the canals, and there is some sort of budding romance between Peter and MJ. I'm gonna say MJ. They write Michelle. Right, MJ. It's MJ. Do it right. Soon after that, we see Peter in a hotel room with Ned when a mysterious person suddenly appears to shoot a tranq dart at Ned. It is Nick Fury, who is calling on Spider-Man for a mission. Several new uniforms are presented, like the stealth suit, similar to the noir suit, and the classic uniform with the spider webs under the arms.
Ooh.
At the end of the trailer, Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio makes his entrance to help Spider-Man against a new enemy, Hydro Man, in a breathtaking sequence. Yes, it looks like Spider-Man and Mysterio are going to fight together in this movie. The sequence sees Hydro Man emerge from the Venice waters to attack the Italian city in a sequence full of explosions, screams, and chaos. Spider-Man starts to fight him, but gets into a little trouble, and that's when Mysterio appears to help him at the end of the trailer. It should be noted that in the trailer, at least, Mysterio wears his armor, but not his distinctive fishbowl helmet. He also appears to work in some capacity for Nick Fury. There is no mention of the events of Infinity War in this trailer. Johnny, what are you thinking? What are your expectations? I know we're not seeing it. We're just reading it off a page, but from what I just read, what are your thoughts? What do you want to start with when it comes to Spider-Man Far From Home?
Still wrapping my head around Mysterio being a hero.
For now. I think he makes his turn in this movie.
I think so too. I think it's going to be like, in my opinion, I think it's going to be more like a Spider-Man either takes his glory type thing, his illusions of grandeur, or like Spider-Man wrongs him in some way, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to be now Spider-Man, and then this is going to be it's going to turn on him, and then Mysterio's going to be the villain partway through. Add the fishbowl, yada yada.
Well, it could also just be that also S.H.I.E.L.D. found him, thought, hey, we're not going to hire you to be an agent, but we like this certain the Liam Neeson of, I have a particular set of skills. We like those skills. We want to be able to use those. We're going to give you a suit. And then
S.H.I.E.L.D. is going back to S.H.I.E.L.D. things.
Basically, yeah. But Nick Fury thinks he's on the right side of it. Basically, bend the rules if they apply to you and if they help you out in the end game. But See what I did there? The Endgame.
No, we're not mentioning that. Not mentioning that in this, Ricky.
I wonder if when we get to Mysterio final form, if when he does snap, he's just going to take that Shield issue suit that he has and tweak it.
Yeah, no, I think
tweak it to look like his, and then add the fishbowl.
I think so. And maybe the fishbowl will be oh, it's also armored or whatever. So
maybe. I mean,
obviously I think they're gonna make the fishbowl look cool in some way or another.
We do know there's lights on it because in an interview at the con, he said that there were some times where the lights would malfunction, and he's like, it'd be weird. You'd be giving this scene and you're acting it out, and you're just looking around why is everyone giving me weird looks? And then you look down, it's because he's in the helmet.
Yeah.
He's I can't see anything. So we know the helmet's in it.
Yeah, he's going to be in the helmet at some point.
When the helmet's on, he goes, I can't see, what's going on. So he's you're just looking, and he's I can't see the suit, but I can see faces, and it's why is everyone giving me weird looks? I'm kind of acting out this nice dramatic scene, and it's because the suit lights decide to go disco mode on him.
Yeah.
And just kind of
flash or get too bright where no one else can see.
Yeah, basically. But the thing in this is, the thing I want from this, and we even saw this in clips before the trailer. There was a clip of Spider-Man, and then MJ wraps her legs around him, and then they jump off. He's kind of hey, get on, I'll go somewhere or save it. Yeah, now your neck cracked.
I know, right?
When you want it, when you don't want it to.
Yeah.
I heard that pop.
Yeah. Of course, not when we're talking about Loki.
I wonder how the relationship with MJ and Peter Parker is going to develop in this movie.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Obviously, they're gonna show the budding romance, so we can finally get the MJ and Spider-Man thing going. But I don't think it's gonna be blatantly focused on it, obviously, because we got one new villain for sure, one development of villain.
You're saying the new villain is Hydro Man. The development is Mysterio.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we got those two things to mainly focus on. But yeah, they're going to show the budding relationship development. Just so hey, people aren't well, where the hell is the Spider-Man and MJ thing?
I wonder too if, so we know they filmed that a scene it's supposed to in the movie take place in Prague, the carnival scene. And that's where everyone was flipping out, where it's oh my God, are we going to get the black suit Spider-Man? Because we saw him on the Ferris wheel and he was in a black suit. And everyone, like I said, freaked out. Oh my God, black suit Spider-Man, Venom, what's going on here? But I wonder if that's going to be a scene, because in the comics, Mysterio and Spider-Man have a pretty epic fight at a carnival. I wonder, and this is me just playing at it, of course we don't have as much to go on as we did Avengers Endgame, but is this going to be a moment either A, where Mysterio snaps, or B, right after Mysterio has snapped?
I think it's going to be when or right after, because I think it might be a right after in my money, because that's a perfect,
his first attack to lure Spider-Man in.
I think that's a perfect element for him. All the flashing lights, the
funhouse
mirrors, anything he can alter. Especially when he gets him into the funhouse, or
because I believe that's
if
right
he gets
out
into
of the comics as well.
Yeah, it is. I think at least once he's used a funhouse, because I mean that's his specialty. Effects, light and sound effects. So making things almost realistic enough to actually cause damage, or making it real enough to cause damage. But still, I mean, then it's and then the first time we ever seen the spider sense actually used. Infinity War.
Yes.
So maybe he's still getting used to the spider sense.
Well,
and this might throw it haywire.
Yeah, and I mean also we don't know if, because he got snapped away, we don't know if coming out of the snap that affects the spidey sense. But basically, for a normal human like us, it's just our equilibrium would be off. Our balance would be whoa, okay, I was just dead. And I didn't exist. Now I exist again. And first off, wrapping our mind around that, because I'm assuming with everything that's changing from Endgame, I'm assuming it's going to be something where you know what? I wonder. The people that come back, are they going to remember being snapped away? Or will it be they don't remember, so Peter Parker does not remember being snapped, but Thor, Cap, Hawkeye, Black Widow,
Bruce
Hulk,
Banner,
they all remember it because they never got snapped away. Iron Man remembers because they never got snapped
Nebula.
away.
I feel like two people would have the feeling of something happening.
Like maybe not being like, yeah, I know what happened, but like, hey, something just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
Like
two
something
people
feels off.
Two people.
Spider-Man because of spider sense.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
No, that's not. Well, he could maybe. There's someone else I was thinking. Mantis.
Oh yeah, because the empathy thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like she could possibly feel that something's off.
But wasn't that mostly what people's feel like? With hers, it would be like getting the sense of like.
But she also, right before they all turn to dust.
Yeah.
Something's coming.
True.
So I feel like that might have a play into it.
Because I was saying with that, like more of like like if she's talking to Iron Man, why do you feel this way? Like you feel something, like something bad had happened, but I don't know exactly what it is.
I mean, and Rocket's still alive, so he'll still have known too.
But like you said, with she did say something bad is coming, and then
something's coming, and like obviously, like maybe it's like just that strong.
Because Peter fought it.
Peter
fought it with the. I think the Spidey sense is what made him fight it. Obviously,
yeah, the strong will of.
But like, do you think that in this movie we'll see that where it's like the Spidey sense equilibrium is off?
I think it might be. Maybe it's like it'll play into that of him trying to. Maybe that will play into
and
it.
Mysterio knows that by working with him, and then can use it against him when he turns.
Maybe
on him.
Yeah. Once he maybe during the fight with Hydro Man, he realizes. Not that he knows he has a spider sense, but it's like, He sort of knew that was coming, but it's also like sluggish on the reaction. And then when it comes to like becoming the villain part of it, he plays into that, especially since that's his expertise, and realizes
with all the effects to throw off that Spidey sense.
Exactly, just to keep like
basically kind of what's the analogy I want to use with it, where it's kind of like you're making it to where, like, for example, like if you really loud sounds to kind of make it to where it can't focus on anything.
Like in a video game when you throw a flashbang into a room.
Yes, exactly.
You know that something's going on, but
where it's just that, and
the
what
ringing
we've seen in the comics of like, even like in the animated series, my Spidey sense, like, whoa, where's it coming from? I don't know. Like, I can't get a pinpoint.
He knows
anything.
what's coming, but not from where.
He knows that something is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
But doesn't know what, where, who, like
exactly
anything about it, and can't like find.
But like he'll be learning still of like, why do I feel this way? And that's like we got one inkling of it in Infinity War of his hair all stood on end, which was a cool effect. I'll have to add that.
Like when the ship was coming in and it all just stood up.
Yeah. And he's like, he took that second flip. Obviously, like the first thing you do is
distraction.
The first thing you do is you flip your head all the way around because you're trying to like observe everything going on.
Yeah.
And so like you saw that.
Because he didn't know what was coming.
Exactly. He doesn't know what's coming, when, where, how.
He just knows something is
happening.
Off. Yeah. Something is minorly off, and I got to figure out what it is.
Or it may play into the effect that the other side of it is everyone may know that they got snapped away.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
What do you think is going to happen? I want to know what's going on in your head. What would you say?
I'm like on the fence of it because it'd be a little bit more dramatic to make it that, hey, we all know we got snapped away. And it's like you trying to deal with the fact that I wasn't here.
I'm going to agree with you. I think 3 people will know. 3 people. Spider-Man, because of the Spidey sense, because he fought it.
Yeah.
Mantis, and Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange knew what was going to happen because he was sitting there going, going through all the possibilities.
Does your friend always do that?
So he, like, Doctor Strange knows because he basically looked at the ending.
Yeah.
And he went to the adventure book and kind of looked at the end and went, okay.
Yeah. The one thing I was thinking too, though, is Mantis. It could be the reason she knew something was coming is because she feels empathy, and if like it worked instead of it, if it didn't like just blanket the whole thing and like worked as a wave throughout the galaxy or the universe, everything before that, the emotions that just
and the amount of emotions that were just
I know all of that just kind of like tidal waving towards like them
towards Titan.
Yeah, towards Titan. Just let's say that maybe that's how it worked. Let's say it's and I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a blanket, everything just at one time.
Yeah.
But if it worked like a tidal wave,
like dominoes,
just came across the universe, all that emotion she could probably feel throughout the universe of what the like confusion, anger, scare, people being scared. All that emotion is happening. At one time.
All at one time. Just bam, all at one time.
Exactly. So it didn't seem like it was.
Here's another question I have, and this is off of that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mysterio turns villain at the end. I think we're on that same
I think we're on the same page with that.
The end of, and I know a post-credit scene question here is kind of like Ricky. We haven't seen Captain Marvel. We haven't seen Avengers Endgame. Because apparently this is supposed to, the start of this movie is taking place moments after Endgame happens. Like, there is not a lot of time. Like, it's basically Endgame and then Far From Home.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically how they happen back to back. Do you think one of the post-credit scenes for Spider-Man Far From Home, if, let's say, we get that Mysterio turns to a villain, should be the Vulture recruiting him for the Sinister Six to set that up still?
One of them. I don't know about Vulture specifically.
Because right now we got Vulture and Scorpion. Or the Sinister Six.
Didn't we have
of right now?
No, we didn't have anyone else, did we yet?
No, because like we don't know. Like we didn't have Harry Osborn has not.
Hydro Man and.
Do they both get recruited? Do they just mention like? Does he just go to Mysterio right now and then later they'll get Hydro Man?
Maybe.
Like,
oh wait, we hear you also have a little friend.
Exactly.
Type
like
thing.
He's kind of like the Scorpion of it. I know where Scorpion talked to Vulture, but do you think that? Obviously, Sony would want that because for their properties, they're building up their universe. Do you think that's something that they put in that movie of, hey, you know what? We're going to throw this kind of in there to set up that Sinister Six?
I think so. I think that, well, after credit scene, obviously, again. It's either Scorpion will set it up or... Let's see. Scorpion will set it up. Maybe Vulture. I want to feel more like it's Scorpion that's going to set up because he's already kind of trying to recruit Vulture as well, it seemed like. And then, or we finally get to see at least the glimpse of the mastermind behind it.
Okay. Behind the Sinister Six.
Yes, the one that's initially, because didn't Scorpion say like
Norman Osborn revealer.
Doc Ock.
Or Doc Ock. Ooh.
What if it's like just someone in the shadows talking to Mysterio?
And it's a Doc Ock.
No, like prison cell, the wall between them on the phone.
Yeah.
And you don't see any of his face. You maybe see like sort of the silhouette-ish. And he's talking to him. Leans forward a little bit and you see the gleam on the glasses. And just one of the...
Ooh. That would be... Oh...
You like that, don't you?
I do. I like the subtlety of it.
Disney? Disney?
I'm gonna switch gears really quick and throw a curveball at you.
No. I'm bad at baseball.
Because I did want to mention this, but I didn't want to make a full segment out of it.
Yeah.
Before we go into the Kim Possible stuff that we were gonna do to end the show, I want to throw a little XMen at you because there's two things from Dark Phoenix that were thrown out this week. The first one's a small one, but it's kind of like, important. Apparently, Fox asked Kevin Feige to review the Dark Phoenix script. So, not necessarily... So, according to comicbook.com, writer and director Simon Kinberg revealed that Feige reviewed the script and tone for Dark Phoenix. The news comes from Twitter user Lodix, who attended the film's recent panel at CCXP in Brazil. It's doubtful that any cast members from the current X-Men series will reprise their roles once Marvel is in charge. So Feige possibly wasn't sowing the seeds for any future MCU happenings, it's more likely that he was just trying to help them make the best possible movie. Feige has also indicated that even when the merger is complete, a new X-Men franchise is still ways away. Keep that tucked away really quick, because this is an interesting thing for me and relates to Spider-Man. This isn't the first time that Feige has given his 2 cents on a non-Marvel Studios film prior to its release. After the Sony Pictures hack in 2014, emails leaked between Feige and Amy Pascal. Their correspondence from late 2013 detailed Feige's critiques of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which came out the following summer. Among several other notes, Feige expressed concerns with the film's opening scene, as well as the performances of Andrew Garfield and Paul Giamatti. Most of his comments were ignored, and the Spider-Man franchise was later rebooted again at Marvel Studios with Tom Holland. That last part, I saw that, and I was like, that's why I didn't like that movie. You took everything that the Godfather of Marvel right now. I know that people are going to think that's a slap in the face of Stan Lee. It's not. Kevin Feige's the granddaddy of them all when it comes to the MCU films.
For MCU, yeah.
You're just going to be like, hey, want to review our film? Oh, thanks. No, we're not going to do any of that. Screw you. What are you talking about? We just asked you because we wanted to show you that we were making a pimp new movie. But back to the X-Men thing. Mm-hmm. So Kevin Feige reviews it. Then there's another article on Screen Rants. The first one was from superherohype.com. Mm-hmm. This one's from Screen Rants. Dark Phoenix director reveals X-Men film draws on Secret Invasion comics. I don't know about you, Johnny. It seems a little bit too coincidental that you had Kevin Feige. Like, the X-Men are coming to Disney. MCU's going to get the X-Men. Dark Phoenix was asked to be reviewed, the script at least, by Kevin Feige, and it's drawing a lot from a storyline that Marvel is going to tell this March in Captain Marvel. But you're going to tell me that Kevin Feige wasn't sowing any seeds. Basically what it is, and this is my thought, and then I'll throw it to you, they graciously, because they didn't have to, were like, hey, we know you're doing Secret Invasion stuff. We're drawing on that too. Does any of this fuck with anything you're doing with Captain Marvel? Because I don't think any of the X-Men from Dark Phoenix are going to be X-Men in the MCU.
I don't think
What do you think about all this after I've laid it out at your feet?
It's very I'm trying to think how to take that, because it almost seems like, hey, I want you guys to start setting a little bit up for me as well. I'm not necessarily going to use your characters. I can make them all Skrull if I want.
Well, here's the thing I thought when I took a shower yesterday. Here's what you can basically happen is the events of Endgame happen. Don't retcon anything with because I'm taking this idea from Nick Scarpino at Kind of Funny.
Okay.
Where he was like, wouldn't it be cool if the events of Endgame happen and we come back, new Tony Stark? It's not Robert Downey, it's whoever's taken the mantle after him.
Sure.
All the characters are like, oh, that's Tony, but to us it looks different.
Yeah.
They could basically make that excuse for the X-Men because the Avengers characters don't know what they look like. Only we do. So basically it's a Endgame happens, everyone comes back from the snap, the X-Men are new. To us, the X-Men are new characters. They're just new people.
Or if it is for sure a time travel thing, one of the thing alters something in there and sort of creates the X-Men in the MCU.
Maybe.
Or finally shows that. Well, I mean, technically we have Scarlet Witch and we had Quicksilver, which from what I hear, Quicksilver will be returning for Endgame, or
will he?
That's what I hear, or back into the MCU after Endgame. Okay. Maybe it's just for a flashback scene. Maybe. Is what I'll consider them.
Because he's kind of dead.
He's kind of dead.
he kind of died.
alter some things. That's why I was also thinking alterations and other sides.
Alter stuff, but
Yeah, maybe that will like set it up to where it's like, hey, or finally show us that, hey, they're not miracles, they're mutants. They were put under immense stress.
Magneto comes to be like, I am your father. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, I am your father.
I am your father.
I am your father. I just find it a little bit fishy that it's like, hey, he's not changing stuff, don't worry. Oh, wait, by the way, we're drawing on a storyline that Marvel's going to be using. Like, I kind of look at that.
What a coincidence.
Hey, we don't want to screw anything up, so here you go.
It could be them just not wanting to screw things up for Marvel, or I would think it's maybe, hey, you know what? We've already kind of we've basically bought your properties. Why don't you be a deer?
Why don't you be a deer and help
not,
us out?
And like just kind of let us use like, or like, what if they're more like Fox saying, hey, you know what? Is there some way we can help set you guys up for this?
Hey, we'll help. We will help you. We will help you set it up. You help us end this with a bang.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of a thing.
A win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
That way, you guys are set up to introduce the XMen and mutants when you want to, and we don't go out like, oh, that was shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Who wants to?
I'm not hyped for Dark Phoenix.
But seriously,
it is like at this point, I wouldn't care if I didn't see it.
But let's put it this way: would you rather?
Meaning, like, I'm gonna go see it, but like, if they said they're not coming out with the movie, I would not be upset.
Let's put it this way: what if you were to make the movie? Would you rather have people going out with like it was okay, or like it was shit?
You want people to go see it.
You want people to go see it, but you don't want people like come out of the movie saying, "Well, it was just, like you'd rather."
And now the end is near. You want it to be that kind of a moment. Where you're playing Frankie, and it's like everyone loves your movie, and yes, we went off on top. Basically, I'll bring in the sports reference. You want to win the championship and retire.
If nothing else, I'd rather go all of the movie was fine or the movie was okay, as opposed to
that movie was okay. It was an okay movie.
Nah, that movie was a piece of shit.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want people doing that. So you want to get Feige, say, hey, you help us just
don't be like Sony and ask them to review it,
and then do nothing
with it, which is probably the stupidest
because that's one of the worst scenes to me was the one with no offense to Paul Giamatti, but I hated that scene.
You didn't like Paul Giamatti in the movie? Well, was it Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz?
No,
with Malcolm in the Middle, Fat Liar with Paul Giamatti.
No, I hated him in that scene of being the Rhino.
Paul Giamatti.
The Rhino.
Big Fat. I think it was Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, it was Big Fat Liar.
Hell yeah, it was. That was Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes, baby.
Yeah.
Man, that's our childhood. That's what we grew up with. You want to know how old we were when that movie came out?
Like 10?
12. Came out in 2002. Holy crap. Google users gave it a 90%. I don't remember it being that good.
I don't remember it.
So
I mean, I remember the movie. I just don't remember anything about it.
The budget for that movie, 15 mil. It made 53 mil. On a Rotten Tomatoes, guess what score it got?
4?
42%.
I got one.
So it's a sub 500 movie.
See, I got
on Rotten Tomatoes. But this is where you guys
one letter right.
Let us know what you think down below in the comment section about Spider-Man Far From Home, and also with the X-Men. I threw that in as a curveball to Johnny. Let us know what you guys are thinking in that comment section.